Hey everyone, my name is Ray, and today is day 2 of a new you. So, how did you sleep? Did you count some sheep? I did. My dreams were kind of varied. We'll get into that in another subject, in another episode. But for today, we're talking about day 2 of being you. And after having gotten a good sleep, the next thing that I needed to focus on was what were my tendencies throughout the day. And a lot of the day is driven by what are we going to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the social aspects of what we are as a being. So right here you'll see I've written foods and moods underneath. It's upside down. Our foods equal our moods. And I've started with food quality. What does that mean to you and I? What that means is, let's say that you can't quite take the plunge and go all vegetable based. Let's say that you still want to eat meat. If you were to get let's say a hamburger from one of the main consumer driven stores, like a fast food restaurant, for an example, you're getting a really good bargain of a deal on the content of the food, the overall content of the food. By a really good bargain of a deal, what I mean is the quality might have been brought to table so fast to you that it came at the expense of something else. You can't really get a quality discounted meal without some kind of quality being taken off the top. And in this case, it might be the quality of the lives of the animal. So in all of those fast food, mass-produced streams of food, there are hormones that go into that food that we can absorb and also express. And if you don't believe me, if you're feeling really angry at a lot of the things that I've said, and you're also eating a lot of fast food, and you're not able to interact with these discussions, it's possible it's because your mood is a little bit off. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm telling you because I myself have experienced those feelings. One of the ways I knew that our food impacted our mood was because I would defend almost vehemently the desire to eat meat all the time, especially being brought up here in Texas. And to hear words like vegan and not having meat or intermittent fasting and things like that seem to cause a little bit of discomfort. And that's almost kind of a habituated thought process that translates directly into what I just said, which is our foods impact our moods. It's a personal thing. It's a primal gut thing that is often packaged up in a way that makes it so that we overlook some of these things. For an example, when we go to our fast food restaurants, the packaging that it's brought to us in often will use the words like quality and freshness and value and maybe even happy, different things that we think that we're able to ingest because it's on the packaging. A lot of times the packaging is just mass-produced packaging that says something on it when in fact the real stream of food itself might be constantly changing. They might change the value-sized meal to a smaller size or a larger size and give you more product that's not worth more, while simultaneously charging you, the same amount as before. So some of this is just an illusion. Advertisements are the same thing. So a lot of times we'll have advertisements for things that will often cross into the spectrum of the streams that we're really already addicted to. Like if we're watching political streams and we're getting advertisements for some of the fast food restaurants that are in our neighborhood, all of these things are tied together so that we can really closely continue the habits that we've used in the past, that we followed in the past. So that's why in yesterday's episode I was talking about sleep quality and disconnecting from some of those media sources that will lead us to make these same decisions over and over, which are oftentimes poor decisions. And they're poor decisions because we never really realized that we had a choice because we continue to do the same thing over and over. Once you change your choices from the beginning, from the onset, getting a good sleep, waking up with the thought process that we're gonna do this, then you can break out of the habits that have led us to get to the point where we got to begin with. So, sleep quality. I'll touch on that again because when we change our foods, we also change our sleep quality. For an example, for the past 3 days, I haven't gone to sleep waking up with any kind of acid reflux or any discomfort like that. I've been drinking a lot more water than normal, so I have had to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, but that doesn't really change my sleep quality. I didn't wake up in pain or in discomfort or in a way that made me feel like I had to take some kind of an additive like an antacid to quell those feelings that I was having. And since I wasn't taking an antacid, I wasn't having any of the side effects that were coming from those antacids, which basically brings me to the next subject, which is medications. Medications all come with side effects, and some of those antacids that we're used to taking on a regular basis could be causing other internal ailments, possibly even changing our hunger and the way we recover from any kind of injury. Like if we cut ourselves, for an example, sometimes the healing process is slower with some of the medications that we might be ingesting. So once again, look at the labels on your medication and see how they tie into your health, because a prescription pill is just a temporary mask for the symptoms that we are experiencing from probably what we're consuming. So check your medications and double check again and see if maybe those can be eliminated by making different choices in foods. Active participation is still, I should be listing that as number one. Number one should be active participation, because our foods will never change unless we actively put different foods into our hands to consume, or not put foods into our hands to consume. So you have to be an active participant in your own life in order to change anything. If you're having trouble, the first step, again, we'll go back to some of the first episodes and relearn how to go to sleep wanting something to change. Your subconscious will oftentimes show you what it is that you can do to create change in your life. And that brings us back full circle to waking thoughts. Now, when I woke up today, I knew I wanted to make a video. I didn't know how. I left this same board up because I wanted to talk about counting sheep at night and if I had any success with that. And like I said, I did. I had a moderate amount of success because I remember my dreams, but basically I still wasn't able to focus on counting sheep for that very long. So one of the things I noticed as I've gotten into my poor habits of eating foods that are not calming, my mind will errantly go in all these different directions, and my waking thoughts are very scattered as well. So when I go to sleep again, I'm going to try the same experiment. I'm going to count some sheep. I don't know that I'll leave the board exactly the same as it has been, but I do know that counting sheep was a struggle, and the most I was ever able to make it to was about 40 sheep, and then my mind would already be going somewhere else. In the past, I've used meditation and prayer. A lot of people will say, for an example, some variation of an Our Father or some kind of, as I lay me down to sleep prayer. Try to do something like that, something short, maybe even a nursery rhyme, and see how long you can focus on it. Repeat it in your mind over and over as you're going to sleep. And pay attention to see how many times your mind goes into a different direction. You might be reciting words, you might be seeing things and hearing things and observing things, but really you're thinking about something else. So waking thoughts are important when you wake up. Try to focus on what it is you're trying to achieve. You can even leave a note card next to the side of your bed, wherever you're sleeping, that says whatever your goals are. That way when you wake up, you look at the note card right away and it says, like, what did I dream? If you're keeping a dream journal, for an example. Or maybe live food creates live results or something like that, and by live food, what I mean is Plant-based foods, when you pick fresh plant-based foods, those are living enzymes and nutrients that you're ingesting. And when you're eating meat-based, it's basically an inanimate, it's a dead piece of flesh that you're cooking. And when you cook foods, it releases more of the nutrients, and so you're really, even though it might taste amazingly different based on whatever it's seasoned with and how it's processed and prepared, the fact is, without being grateful for any of that, it seems like we're kind of wasting energy by consuming that which is not nourishing us fully to begin with. So waking thought should be something that drives what it is you're trying to achieve. If you're, a superhero sports athlete, you probably woke up trying to, to think about your content, the whatever game it was that you're participating in. If you're a songwriter, you probably woke up thinking about writing songs. If you're a teacher, you thought about preparing your curriculum for your students. If you're just, some dude like me trying to show you what it is that a normal person can do to recover your health, you might wake up thinking about those kind of things. And that's how I woke up. I woke up thinking about making this video. What was it going to be about? How do I convey this in a different way that's fun and exciting? So the best way to do it is first to ask you. You've watched me this far. I haven't really asked a lot of questions, and I definitely haven't engaged my audience the way that I could to the fullest. So I'm going to ask you, what would you like to see going forward on some of these clips? Keep in mind, I'm going to be recording this for a certain duration of time, so some of this may not quite cover exactly what you're asking, but in a future episode, if you engage me in a way where I can help participate and showcase what it is that I've done, I'd be more than happy to continue to do that. In the meantime, please subscribe to my channel, click on like, share this video if you'd like to, and be aware that you can start the process on any day, at any time, in any number of ways. But whatever you do is usually passing right through your hands, food-wise. So when it comes to health, the number one thing that we can do to change our health is to change the things that we're consuming on a regular basis. That doesn't just mean food, that also means the channels that we subscribe to, the content that we listen to on a regular basis, the mood and mindset that we're in can impact our health significantly. And I hope that I'm bringing a more robust awareness of health to you in a way that's easy to digest. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Peace.